All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Muir Partnership Learning Award notification, also known as NASA MPLAN. Next slide, please. Tracy Washington is not on the call at this current moment, but she is our activity manager for the program. Myself, Darcel Mitchell, I am the project manager for the program. We also have Andrew Osonsky, who is a project manager as well for the program. And then we have Mr. Rod Chappelle, who is our Merit Partnerships and Sustainability Pillar Lead and Activity Manager. Next slide, please. All right, so about NASA MPLAN. This is an annual opportunity for minority serving institutions to gain short term access to NASA researchers and missions via a Planning Prize Award. This is administered under the America Competes Act, and this provides more flexibility in offering funding opportunities within a period of performance which is less than 1 year in this situation. This activity structure is modeled after past merit planning grants that has provided lower costs and early identification of future funding opportunities. Next slide, please. So within NASA MPLAN, again, it's an alternative method for short-term funding opportunities. It is, here's some information about it, just another breakdown of what was just discussed in the previous slide. So within that shortened period of performance, there are no cost extensions. So no cost extensions are not required during this. It does have a simpler closeout process upon award completion. And then we also have a simplified response format. So the page limit is minimum compared to most. And we do have a simple website submission. There are multiple opportunities at once. We have multiple mission directorates that you will hear from today that will provide a summary of their topic areas. And you have the option of choosing from an array of any of those topic areas. And then we also have another realm for specially made for our community colleges that fall under the minority serving institution realm. Next slide, please. So again, we have the mission directorate led topics, and those assist in providing early learning for future solicitations. So our goal is to get you started here and provide you with the tools to keep on going and receiving more and more funding opportunities and coming up with greater ideas to expand and assist us in improving our world that we live in today. These topic areas are directly linked to mission needs, and you all will gain access to other non MURP funding opportunities. It is a precursor to future MURP solicitations, as stated, and also you all will get access to NASA researchers. So you'll get 6 to 8 months of engagement with NASA personnel. We'll have cohort based training, which will be monthly once we get started. So we'll have our kickoff in August, and then we'll have monthly cohort sessions, which will assist in engaging and expanding your knowledge in this area. And you'll also have MURP MSI newsletter access. So you'll become participants in our MURP listserv, and you'll start getting more and more information on multiple opportunities that NASA has to offer. Next slide, please. All righty. So the moment you've been waiting for to hear from these mission directorates and to get an idea of what some of these topics are like. So we'll get started with the Space Operations Mission Directorate, HRP, Human Research Program.
Hello, good afternoon. Trying to figure out how to put myself on camera, but I can't quite do that, so you'll just have to hear my voice. really quickly, I'm very thrilled to be here. We always are very passionate about new and inspiring ideas that can help us solve our problems. In short, we're the Human Research Program, which means what it sounds like. We're human. We focus on what the engineers call that pink squishy stuff inside of the vehicle. So if you're interested in biomedical research, biology, um, physical health, physiology, mental health, medicines. This is the area of the program that you might want to be considering. I myself am a very visual person, and so what I wanted to do is actually play this video and let this video really um, show you what HRP is all about. So if you guys want to roll that footage, I appreciate it.
It's inspiring to be a part of the Human Research Program.
We're doing something that no one else has done before.
And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
We're looking to try to find certain parameters, certain things unique about spaceflight, and replicate them here on the ground.
How do we overcome the hazards of space?
The International Space Station provides us with an incredible platform for studying the impact of the space environment on the human body. From the standpoint of human health and safety, going to the moon, Mars, and beyond, I think one of the challenges is just, obviously one of the biggest challenges is how do we take care of the people on those longer missions. I'm NASA astronaut Laurel O'Hara, and I'm excited to talk about the future of human research in space. You have a big team of people on the ground who are helping you and guiding you every step of the way. We are living and working in space, and so it's really rewarding to get to contribute to our collective understanding of human health in space and to get to be a part of that research. Everything from bone and joint health, cardiovascular system, even how our brains adapt in the 3D environment. Our mind kind of remaps itself to that environment and how long that might carry forward as we come back to Earth. I was a participant in the CIPHER study, which is a comprehensive suite of individual experiments covering every aspect of psychological and physiological human health. The CIPHER study will help us understand how to take care of humans as we go farther and spend months to possibly years working on the moon and Mars and other planets. Why is it important to have human research studies in space? These studies aren't just helping astronauts in space, but also helping us learn more about how the human body adapts to stress and change and aging on the ground as well.
Right, awesome. And then next, you all will hear from the Translational Research Institute for Space Health, also known as TRISH.
Thanks, Darcel. Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Domingo, and as Darcel said, I work for TRISH, or the Translational Research Institute for Space Health. We're an applied health research catalyst that funds high-impact scientific studies and technologies that can enable astronauts to thrive in deep space. We're funded as a cooperative agreement with NASA's Human Research Program, which you just heard about from the excellent Dr. Kristen Faub. We work complementary with NASA's Human Research Program and perform cross-disciplinary research as much as possible across the whole spectrum of space health. At TRISH, we have three main initiatives that I'll talk about very briefly. The first is our Sentinel program that's looking at tissue chip technologies, and the goal here is to eventually use these microphysiological systems and send them into space where they can be non-human tended and have inline sensing. So non-human tended meaning a human or an astronaut doesn't need to be in the loop of collecting the research data, and that the data can be relayed back to Earth without a person having to be involved or having to send the physical tissue chip back to Earth on the ground for data analysis. Next is our Hermes program, which is supporting the development of a semi-autonomous research platform that can aggregate research and medical and environmental data all together so that the crew in space and the teams on the ground can seamlessly access the health status of an astronaut while they're in space on their mission. And last is our Expand program, which focuses on commercial space research and you collecting that data together to put it into a centralized database and repository that we're hoping to open at the end of 2025 to the scientific community to query it. Specifically for the topics that we have in the MPLAN solicitation, these are related to our Sentinel and our Hermes initiatives. And we are looking at what are the advances that we need to enable remote research capabilities to provide, that unobtrusive or automated data collection so that we can support, more robust human research in space. And for the Hermes program, what are the sensors or the tools that we need to develop that can plug in to that platform that we're already developing? And those sensors, would be enabling remote monitoring of crew health and performance in space. And our last topic in the MPLAN solicitation is about remote healthcare advances. What do we need to do to enable precision medicine, personalized countermeasures in space to enhance the health of our astronauts? So with all of that, I'm really glad to be here, excited that you're all here with us as well. If you want to learn more about Trish, I recommend signing up for our newsletter and following us on social media. Since Andrew needs to send out the link from Kristen for the YouTube video, Andrew, I'll send you those links as well so you can get those out to everyone that's joining us here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, and now we will hear from RTP, which is called Research and Technology Program.
Hello.
Hello.
You hear me? Good?
Yes, we hear you very
Okay.
well.
All right. So welcome. Thank you. What I was going to do is to give a little briefing of the 4 topics that we're going to have for the solicitation, which are really cool. So if there's anything that you want to do, is look into these. These are the best ones. Just saying. All right. Number 1. So we do microgravity simulation to replicate the effect of that which is happening on the ISS, especially when it comes about growing plants. So we're trying to see if there's any interesting proposals out there that could improve that which we're doing today, right? So if you look at the methodology, the second to the bottom bullet talks about the machines that we have. So we have RPMs, or random positioning machines. We have 2D and 3D clinostats, rotating wall vessel bioreactor. So that's what we currently have for mimicking microgravity in a Earth gravity well. So trying to see if there's anybody out there that could have perhaps a different method. So if you do, this is the one for you. Okay. All right. Number 2, or next page. So this one is about growing microgreens in a expandable substrate. So we're currently, we're growing microgreens on the ISS. We are part of the HRP program that you heard earlier. So we're engaged with them. We're trying to figure out how to best to feed our astronauts. So we have methods today in which we inject water into these pillows that have the seeds to grow the microgreens. Well, trying to see if there's any other ideas out there that we could leverage from. So if you're into growing microgreens with different devices, different processes, take a look at this one. It would be very interesting to work with you guys to figure out perhaps a better way to do that. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3 is for those who are more analytical in mind. This is about fluid modeling for venting in space. So we've got, on-orbit servicing, assembly, manufacturing things that we're doing. And we're performing either liquid or gas venting into space. And we have some models that we use. do that, to actually simulate that. Well, we're trying to figure out if there are different models, different approaches to do that type of modeling, right? So it talks here about some different optimization techniques. If you go to the next slide, this is the using the Navier-Stokes equations for fluid dynamics, and also doing Monte Carlo modeling. So that's an approach. So wondering if there's anybody else that is doing something different. So looking for concepts for this fluid dynamics modeling for injecting liquid or gas into space. So if this is what you like, come on down. That'll be great working with you. And then the last one that we have, this is about small sats and trying to help those universities really engage in how to design, build, test, launch, and operate a CubeSat. So getting into the small sat world, it's perhaps not that easy in the beginning. So we're hoping to see if anyone is out there has either some curriculum already in place to do such that we could help other universities to get into the process of doing so. So if you're into education, specifically when it comes to small sat development, about approaches, because all universities are different. Some of them really work together in an interdiscipline departmental perspective. Some are more within their departments. But small sats is really a systems engineering problem. You really need help from electrical, mechanical, avionics, software, all those things, all those disciplines need to be engaged. So we're looking for folks who perhaps have done this and like to engage in developing something more. So if this is what you're into, contact me, because this is very interested into. I'm very into small sat education. We have a couple of programs that we do. So this will be definitely help it. So as always, if you have any questions, let Darcel know. That's it for me.
Thank you so much, Jose. Alrighty, and next we will go into the Aeronautics Research Mission Directorate. And I believe that's...
Yeah, I think Andy Provenza is in the attendees list. I don't know if you can swap him over to present.
I'm not able to, but Andrew, you should have your direct link. It's also in the calendar invite. Your panelist link is how you'll join to present.
You can also go to your Teams, Andrew. I sent you the direct link to your Teams. So if you could join us using that.
Let's see, give them a minute to come back over. Otherwise, I can present for Andrew. Let me know what you want me to do, Andrew.
I think if you wanted to get started, and then if Andrew joins, maybe you can hand off.
Okay,
that might work.
Sure. My name is Mina Capuccio. I'm the Deputy Project Manager for the University Innovation Project. Andy Provenza is a Deputy for Technology. And we offer, within the Aeronautics Research Mission Directorate, a solicitation called the University Leadership Initiative opportunity. And that's available to all universities to propose against. What you're seeing here on our map is all the universities that have been awarded to date and their partners. So it's basically university-led innovation addressing aviation challenges, inspiring and supporting next generation of researchers and entrepreneurs. You go to the next slide. This represents our portfolio of the awards we've made to date. You'll notice that each column represents a certain thrust, and we're going to go through each of the thrusts, but it basically shows that we have over 33 awards to date. The dark green ones are ones that are going to be completed this year. The light green ones are ones that were completed previous to this year. The light blue ones are active awards that are in execution, and the dark blue ones are the ones that we just recently awarded, and they'll kick off this fall. And they address the different thrust areas: air traffic operations, high-speed research, subsonic transport, including zero emissions aviation, vertical lift, also materials and structures and aviation manufacturing, in-time system-wide safety, autonomy, and hypersonics. So our goal is to get you to get your project on this table. So the MPLAN offers us to allow you to work with us with subject matter experts in whatever topic area you're interested in proposing in, to help you prepare to actually propose towards our University Leadership Initiative solicitation. So I'll talk a little bit more in detail what each of the thrust areas are. Go to the next slide. So the first strategic thrust is safe, efficient growth and global operation. Projected growth in air travel of all types will require a sustained focus on reducing airspace risks to maintain acceptable levels of safety. So we seek ideas and specific research and technology contributions to enable the realization of next generation and continued development beyond the infocentric national airspace to achieve safe, scalable, routine, high-tempo airspace access to all users. So we seek development of concepts and technologies that will enable a safe and scalable system for the growth of an emerging aircraft air mobility ecosystem. And you can get more details on all these thrusts in the ARMD Strategic Implementation Plan. And you see that link at the bottom of each of the slides for each thrust. Okay, go to the next slide. So strategic thrust 2 is we looking for innovation in commercial high-speed aircraft, efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally compatibility commercial high-speed transports could be a game changer for transcontinental and intercontinental transportation. So we seek ideas towards developing and advancing groundbreaking technologies that overcome barriers to reduce environmental impact of supersonic flight, including use of sustainable aviation fuels and realizing innovative economic efficiencies. Next slide is on strategic thrust 3, ultra-efficient subsonic transport. And in this area, we're seeking ideas for significant improvements in aircraft efficiency, noise reduction, and reduction of harmful emissions. This is critical to realizing the aviation community's projections for growth while achieving increasingly challenging international environmental sustainable goals, seeking substantial efficiency gains through vehicle and propulsion technologies. Next slide. Strategic thrust 4 is on safe, quiet, and affordable vertical lift air vehicles. We're seeking ideas towards advanced vertical takeoff and landing vehicles under the AAM program and other novel small aircraft vehicles that can provide an alternative air transportation mode where it has not historically been practical. Seeking ideas to provide acceptable levels of safety while reducing AAM environmental footprint of noise and emissions compared to existing vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Thrust 5 is on in-time system-wide safety assurance. We're seeking ideas for a safety net that utilizes system-wide information to provide alerting and mitigation strategies in time to address emerging risks. seeking ideas to predict, detect, and mitigate emerging safety risks through aviation systems and operations, and seeking advanced safety concepts and capabilities that operate on a broad scale for new airspace operational concepts, which include collaboration between humans and intelligent agents. And then lastly, Strategic Thrust 6 is assured autonomy for aviation transformations. And the ideas we're seeking are for vehicle automation and autonomy, which leverage modern information. Ideas towards the development of intelligent machine systems capable of operating in complex environments, including safe integration of larger unmanned aircraft systems and smaller AAM vehicles into the national airspace. And seeking ideas towards the exploration of human-machine teaming strategies and of development of advanced metrics models, testbeds that will enable the effective evaluation of autonomous systems in both laboratory and operational settings to safely implement autonomy in aviation applications. So I encourage you to go to the NASA ARMD section, read more about what we're working on in these 6 thrust areas. You can also get more information on each of the portfolio items that I showed earlier in that table through the uli.arc.nasa.gov website that I believe Andy put into the Q&A section. And that'll take you to the NASA TechPort where you can get more details on who the team exists and what the work is that they're doing and the benefits of that work. And so our plan is to participate in MPLAN so that we can help you prepare to be able to put a proposal in under the solicitation. And that's all I have. So welcome your questions.
Thank you so much. All righty, and so now we are going to, okay, and now we are going to go to the next area, which is NCOS, NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars. This is the opportunity that initially we discussed. We have 4 our community college. Go ahead, Miss Ebony.
Thank you, Darcel. Hi. My name is Ebony Marine, and I am here supporting the NCOS NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars activity. Also joining me is Miss Alicia Badaruni Cortez, who is our project manager for MURAP. And we want to thank you all for joining us. Next slide. So some general overview. The intent of this funding opportunity is to equip community colleges, campuses with resources for implementing the NCOS activity with students from their campuses and or local regional areas. The NCOS robotics competition is an in-person engagement where students collaborate with team members as a fictional aerospace company vying for a NASA rover contract. So students will work in assigned roles, utilize STEM industry mentors to guide the rover design, and by the end of the competition, students will be able to acquire various skills and knowledge that you see on the screen. Next slide. Some quick eligibility for this opportunity is that proposers shall identify one or more local campuses that meet the following requirement listed on the screen, being an accredited community college and a minority serving institution recognized by the U.S. Department of Education. I do want to note that non-MSI institutions can partner with MSI institutions as long as the MSI institution is the lead institution, which is the recipient of this prize. NCOS has eligibility requirements for students, as you see listed. I do want to note that students participating in the MPLAN NCOS prize challenge do not need to participate in the regular NCOS mission cycles to be eligible. So this is outside of our normal mission cycles that we do with NCOS. Next slide. The MPLAN NCOS Partner Institutions Robotics Competition is a one-year prize challenge that's open to proposers from eligible community colleges. In your proposal, it should include a plan for recruiting and retaining at least 40 students to fill in their on-campus robotics competition, how they will share NASA's mission, and how they will share other NASA opportunities such as internships and other challenges that we have offered, as well as a budget proposal and a recruitment/advertising plan. Some additional award information is that there is going to be up to 6 awards, up to $50, and those that award or that prize will be covering the robotics competition, the meals, the lodging, the supply, the labor, and the travel for participants in the NCOS robotics competition. Next slide. And I think Alicia wanted to take this slide.
Sure. So if you have any familiarity with NCOS at all, it's been a successful NASA STEM engagement model for many, many years. And so this is our way of bringing this opportunity to more community colleges for it to happen outside of the gates of NASA. And we did pilot this for a few years through some space grant institutions. And so one of the things that we learned during that pilot is that there are some success factors that institutions want to kind of reflect on before considering whether they'd be a good candidate for this award. So the types of things that will set you up to be successful at implementing NCOS is if your school already has some existing STEM degree programs, certifications, and extracurricular activities like a robotics club or a STEM club or engineering club, etc. It is always great for schools to have their administration support, so those in leadership at your college or institution, and certainly when some leadership like PIs are coming from a specific department, if they have that departmental support as well. Obviously, we want the proposers to have a strong desire for their students to engage with NASA, to learn about NASA's missions and our goals. You have to have the ability to have the space and time to host a multi-day robotics competition somewhere on your campus. Some strategies for advertising, recruiting, and retaining enough students so that you have 40 showing up at the actual event. And the model is pretty time tested, proven. That model is provided as part of this award. And so implementing that, according to the model with high fidelity is also an important piece. And then just leveraging resources you might already have tapped into in your community, at your school, on your campus to help promote this opportunity, not only participation at NCOS, but other opportunities that you will learn about that are available to students through participation. And then another bonus is if your campus is located in places where you may already have some relationships with some of the aerospace industry in the area, or even four-year institutions where you have like bridge programs or opportunities for students to transfer to the four-year in pursuit of a STEM degree after their time at your community college. And so, of course, these are not the only things that make good proposal candidates, but these are some of the things that we learned through our piloting activities. And so we are really looking forward to getting some strong proposals and expanding NCOS to more institutions across the nation. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Alrighty, so before we go into this timeline, I know that we do have Andrew back on the line, and I wanted to check to see if there was anything that you may have wanted to add, Andrew, with ARMD.
Hi. So actually was rebooting while Mina was so graciously talking about the ARMD portion of this opportunity. There was that table of the ULI projects that we have, and ultimately we're trying to train you folks to get your name your project on that list. So in the past couple of years, I've had the opportunity to meet with some of the PIs that have won awards based on their technical activities. Looking forward to seeing the ones that you submit this year and having a look at those, and ultimately meeting some of you that win an award. I apologize for not being able to give my talk, but I had some error in the link and found the original one now, and I'm on. So I don't have anything else to add. I'm sure Mina did a nice job covering the 6 strategic thrusts. I had taken the narrative from the actual strategic implementation plan, which you should easily be able to find online, and sort of paraphrased and mixed and matched and turned it into the types of things that we're seeking, instead of just having to read through that whole thing. So I tried to filter it for you to make it streamlined and more convenient to really, understand what it is that we're looking for in aeronautics as we look beyond where we are now to the near term future, the midterm, and even to the far term uh, in those areas. So good luck to you in preparing your submissions. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you all. Thanks to all the mission directorates for providing your synopsis of your topics. And hopefully, this information is beneficial to all of you who are on the call and any of those who watch the recording. So I'm going to go through our timeline. And before I finish going through this timeline, I do want to remind those of you who have joined us to type in the Q&A and let us know what institution you are representing. Thank you. So we have launched. March 31st, we have launched, and we are open for proposals up until June 9th. So we will be looking for these institutions that you're typing in the chat. We're going to be looking for these institutions to submit proposals, and we're going to be looking for many, many more. Our selection process is going to take place during July 8th through the 15th, and the announcement will be made July 21st through the 22nd. There will be a payment process through the NASA Shared Services Center, also called the NSSC. You'll hear a lot more about that once you find out if your institution was selected for this prize award. And the estimated prize distribution is from August through September of this year. The period of performance is August through December of this year. And throughout this time frame will be, again, as we talked about, we'll have cohort sessions in the months of September, October, November, December. So they will be monthly, and those will be as a whole. And you will also meet within your mission directorates individually. And that is all that we have in regards to the timeline. There will also be a face-to-face opportunity, and we'll tell you a lot more about that once you are selected. Are there any questions? If you have any questions, please type them within the Q&A area. If you don't, we'll be looking for your institution. I see Jessica. I see you have a statement, but I'm not quite sure what your question is. So I will read it, and I will see how if someone else kind of sees where to take it from here. So Jessica stated that they've been hosting in-person NCOS Mission 3 robotics competitions for years, and the competition takes months to plan, so she's a little confused on the feasibility of the timeline. So is there someone on NCOS that could talk to the feasibility of the timeline, maybe the difference in the past and current?
Hi, yes. Um, are you talking about the timeline that's on the screen, Jessica? Of the period performance for the MPLAN is from August to December 2025. So we would say that they have, there would be a fall event that will be hosted at the institution.
Okay, awesome. Someone asked, can partners be included from other MSIs? Yes, and that is directly provided within our eligibility section. So yes, partners can be included. Just keep in mind the awarded institution, there will only be one institution awarded if you are combining. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Okay, Jessica says, okay, I see. Can team members be included from NASA centers? Well, you will be engaging with NASA personnel, but this opportunity is directly catered towards the institution. So the goal is for the principal investigator to submit and this proposal and for this to take place within your institution. So if you do have some assistance from someone at a NASA center, they would not take part in the award. Okay, so the next question, apparently this is a prize and not a grant/contract. Can you please clarify the difference? Alicia, do you mind taking that one?
Sure, I could take that one. So, if anyone is familiar with the solicitation process that NASA uses for grants and cooperative agreements, there's a much longer lead time, proposal time, review time. And so this is we're using the prize and challenge authority that NASA has in order to provide a shorter term opportunity with a lower dollar amount, like you pointed out. But there are much fewer kind of regulations, guidelines around the prize money, right? So once that money is awarded to the institution, the level of sort of oversight and like grants and awards regulations that follow that award are also reduced, as you know, as well as the amount being reduced, the timeline for proposal, and sort of the once you take a look at what is involved with your submission, the actual proposal requirements are much reduced as well. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
And Darcel, I am in the Q&A session typing out answers to people as we go to, so you may see some disappearing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Someone asked about if graduate students can be a part of the staff or only professors or staff that can apply. So our guidelines state that it must be tenured or tenure track staff or faculty to apply. Gael, could you type what SIG stands for, please? I'm reading through. So the question was, how will you all engage with NASA personnel? If selected, you will meet with your NASA personnel. You saw some NASA personnel here today within the mission directorates. So you will be meeting with your mission directorates at separately. So you will meet with them, you will engage with them, and then you will also meet with NASA personnel monthly within your cohorts as a large group. So there's going to be some large group things going on, and then there's going to be some individualization going on. So you will be engaged. That is how you will be engaging. Someone asked, do all proposals need to have 40 students to participate? No, you only need the staff member, which is considered the principal investigator, to apply. And that is all. You have the option to include a co-PI, which we highly recommend, especially in the case that a professor applies and decides that they have received another opportunity that they would like to take at a different institution, then the award will be able to remain at that institution. There is an area, I see there's questions about the budget, and there's a breakdown of the budget within the website.
I can also add that if you haven't already, please go ahead and follow the challenge on HeroX at NASA MPLAN. Read through all the guidelines there. There's a lot of supporting information. There's FAQs that can really help to answer some of your questions as well. And we also do have the forum there, so please feel free to add questions to the forum as well, and we'll get those answered for you.
Andrew, with the time that we have left, do you mind going to the challenge page really briefly and kind of scrolling through so that people can kind of know how to navigate and find different things?
Certainly, yes. So here is the challenge page. It's herox.com/NASA MPLAN. And this is where it will say, follow this challenge. So you click on that and you will be following the challenge. You'll get all the updates as they come through. Go to the summary section. It will provide you a full overview of all of the guidelines, responsibilities, proposal, submission form, links to where you can have a template for a budget to upload. All the timeline is here, the judging criteria. This is all the information you need, as well as there's an FAQs section here that will provide some additional information for you. You can review all the mission directorate topics, as well as the timeline. And the forum is where you can go ahead and add any questions that you might have, and we'll get those answered for you.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
All righty. Well, let me just triple check and see if we have any other questions within the chat. Okay, and no, you do not have to reach out to the point of contact before submission of the proposal. All you have to do is read through the information, select the topic, and submit a proposal. Let's see, apparently this part. Trying to make sure I got through all these questions. For the human health proposal, yes. Okay, I've answered that one. All right, awesome. So Once again, if you have not already done so, please provide your institution that you are representing. Please avoid any abbreviations just in case. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. This is recorded. This will be posted on our website for quick reference. If you do have any questions, as Andrew pointed out, there is an area for you to submit those on the forum. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. And we cannot wait to hear from you. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.